Uh, are there a lot of people that come to you with a lot of doubt around, well, that's just in my mind, so when their past life, comes up or whatever, there's, oh, I'm just making that up. That's not real.
That's a great question. And the easiest answer to that is it doesn't matter. What you're here for is to achieve a certain result. And if you want to decide that you really lived that past life, or you want to decide that this is just a metaphor that your mind made up, what difference does it make if you get your goal? The deeper answer for me to that question is essentially what philosophers have asked since the beginning of time, which is, what is reality? And if you think about something like, are you guys, I'm sure you're familiar with Plato's cave. Is that, yeah, that there are these nested layers of reality. The man, because he was born and raised inside a cave with a fire behind him and people and animals walking behind him, what he saw projected as shadows on the wall, that was his reality. And when he was freed from his chains, I'll say this for the viewers, when he was freed from his chains, he turned around and he could see, oh, it's a fire, and there are people and animals casting shadows on the wall. And then he found the entrance to the tunnel and went out above ground. And he's like, holy shit, this is reality. So I say that there are the same idea. This is obviously not my original idea, but there are nested layers of reality. And the reality in which we are born into at this time and at this place is a very narrow, tiny little box. That's basically a 5 sense reality where we say, if I can see, smell, taste, touch, or feel it, then it's real. And if I can't, it's not real. Well, you can't see, smell, taste, touch, or feel Wi-Fi radiation or microwaves or radio waves or television waves. But we have a machine that can access it. So we say, aha, it's real because I can see it through the machine. But I'm going to reject anything that I can't access in some ways with my 5 puny senses. And I mean puny. So our vision, for the listeners, the part of the light spectrum we see obviously is visible light. And if you look up what percentage of the light spectrum is visible light, you will see it as 0.0035. How does watching a movie that has suspense or violence or unexpected things happen, how does that movie have the ability to cause you to start crying? How does that movie have the ability to cause your heart rate to elevate, to dump adrenaline and cortisol into your bloodstream, to get your muscles tense, to get you to jump in your seat? How does it have that ability? Because all those reactions that I just stated are real. Anybody would say they are. How does something fake allow you to have a real reaction? Can I plant a fake seed and have a real tree? I say it is reality. It's just a different version. It's outside the little box. Your thoughts are reality. I can't see your thoughts, at least not right now. We don't have the machine yet. Maybe we will soon, but I can't see your thoughts. If you're a musical composer and you hear a melody in your head, is it only real when you play it on a piano? Or is it real the moment you think about it? And if your thoughts are real, then isn't so much everything? How do you know? How do we know that we're all just not collectively making this up where we are? So that's I don't usually get into that with people unless they're super interested. I usually just go on that simple answer, which is, what difference does it make as long as you get to the goal you're trying to achieve? And you told me that you've been struggling with this your whole life. So if you're able to solve this problem and solve it relatively quickly, you decide whatever you want. And doesn't it make sense that you would put a label on it after you had the experience rather than before?